Literally took my I used to be darker than this. It's like taking it off.
This ain't gonna be Charlemagne by the end of this year.
I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know if I can't.
I'm gonna start this episode.
GPS on.
I just took it to Target, not to Starbucks.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Shorty said she was here. This way?
Yeah. Still make it right over there though, but it's gonna be in the corner.
Just stayed there all night, yeah. Where the fuck is it at? Alright. It's very inconvenient. I'm a dickhead. Yes, you was a dickhead. Fuck. Yo, you gotta. Cause you a dumbass. No, don't do this. It's gonna take you on the expressway. I wasn't going on the expressway. It was telling me make a U-turn right at the next thing next to me.
I feel it. She was here, man?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna use the bathroom down real quick.
Nigga, you don't gotta go.
Watch the camera.
Yes, on a delivery. That's so funny. I really appreciated that though. Like when you came out, it was just like, oh, you got music? Okay, I slid it.
I didn't think he was really going to even like follow me. I didn't think he was going to do nothing for real. Because I just was like, I give him to so many people.
Yeah.
People be like, oh yeah, I'm going to check you out.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, you know how people be.
Yeah.
They say they going to do some shit. They might literally have just forgot.
Right.
They don't really support you. They support you when other people start fucking with you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I was like, damn, I got like 100 followers. He's not gonna follow. He's not gonna care. Like, like I'm just trying to set
I'm not that one. Real talk. But alright, so I told you to bring your merch because I wanted you to like, you know, just display pretty much what I want to get an overall like understanding of is just who you are a little bit more. I know we had like our conversation pieces like going back and forth, but just like explain to the viewers, you know, who you are, why your brand like got started, and just give me an overall beginning story.
Okay. Well, I'm B, and I've been doing this for a little while now. I've like always been creative my whole life. Like I used to make things, sell things. Like 3rd grade, hustling out the little keychain boxes and stuff since I was just real little, like, you know. And so as I got older, I wanted to try to find something that was more like me, something I could do all the time, like, you know. And I did music for nowadays. It's like how you're putting your brand out there. Like it's not just pictures. Sometimes it's like the style, the swag, like what you can put up with it, and what your motto is, like what you're going for. But yeah, so and then after a little bit, it's kind of like he was a businessman, I was a businesswoman. I know what business is like, and he was trying to play me. Like pretty much, he tried to like say, oh, like, you know, keeping what he needed, I guess, to himself, and it wasn't really being a good co-worker kind of. So I was like, fuck that, I'm gonna make my own brand then. Like that's what I wanted from the beginning anyway. So at this point, it kind of pushed me into, you know, starting what I wanted to do. And so I was like, you know what, I got this. So like, be real, that's my thing. Like, and I got my shit on today actually. So I got like, you know, I got the back going for you. You know, so that's just a part of what it is. Born and raised Camden, New Jersey. So hey. But now I'm in Echo, so that's how we met, kind of just, you know, at the spot. So yeah, I'm fresh out here, and I was really appreciative like that we kind of got to reach out to each other. Yeah. But what about you too? I like want to know a little bit. I don't know.
I think back and forth in this conversation, we're just gonna like, you know, just keep bouncing back like our backstories and everything. But, so for me, I'm originally from Philly. I moved up to Pleasantville like probably 5-6 years ago. My grandma had a stroke, and nobody was like with her like at the time to be able to really help her out with certain shit. So I moved up here. So like in the mix of all of that, coming back and forth, I met my brother behind the camera.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like we met up at H&M one day. You feel me? And like from there, we always been tight. And then 2016 is when I officially started like recording music for the most part. Because they don't got their numbers.
Yeah.
It's going to get fucked up. Like literally for everybody that's trying to come up and create content or just have some type of direction they're going, it's going to become super hard to appeal to the masses because you're going to see everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, how, damn, what creativity like thing can I do next in order to get people gravitating towards what I'm doing? I guess that's where being authentic and being real, tying back into your brand, like that's where it's going to show. You gotta just be able to have people buying to your personality.
Yeah, it's not just like a brand or a model. Like it's a lifestyle. It's being who you are all the time. Like it's just behind the scenes, moving in silence. Like that's a lot of, I like to say that too, cause
Facts.
you know what I mean.
You
Because that doesn't mean that you're not doing it just because you don't got a picture every single day of what's happening in your life.
Yo, I had people get mad at me because like people will be sitting around discussing their like hopes and aspirations, right? And they want you to share it too. So pretty much in their mind, they just want to shit on whatever it is that you want to have going on. So I stopped sharing. Like I really don't, unless like I like your energy and we're on the same like frequency. I'm not sharing none of this shit I'm trying to make happen because if I talk about it, the more I talk about it, I feel like it's not going to happen. But then again, it's kind of contradicting myself because you have to speak shit into existence.
Put it out into the universe.
Like,
put it on another level.
So I'm kind of torn with that. I don't know which direction I should go.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I do love having silence.
Yes, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I do like to put out what's going on if it has to do with, I just put in some work for some product. Like, this is something that's been going on for a long time. I've been putting a lot of energy and like, stuff into it. And in that case, it's like, okay, here, like, I want to share that with the world. The same thing too with, not just content with like items and stuff. I guess it's different for me because I have a clothing brand, so but it's kind of like what you want to put out to the world and have somebody take something to think about. Because a lot of times too, it's kind of like I feel like everybody is kind of like so narrow-minded sometimes, where it's like you got to be in this lane and you only got to be in this lane. Like you only fuck with these people. Sorry about the language. You only, what I mean?
This shit is high school, bro.
Exactly, and I can't. I'm getting too old for that. I'm getting too old.
One thing I do want to ask is, where did you get the idea for your logo? Like, do you mind showing the camera?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I got the back, so that's just my actual brand.
Like, where did you get the? I know the lips are popular in like culture, like neck tattoos and shit.
Yeah, well actually, it's really a B. Like that's my word. It's like be real, but like I wish I had it with me. I have it on my phone. I guess the logo, but it's just a B, and then the wings are an R, so it kind of said for be real. And my name is Bianca, so everybody calls me B, and it's B with 2 E's. So I even got like, this is my favorite necklace. Like it just got like.
I didn't even notice.
I wear it like every time, everywhere. It's like my good lifetime kind of, and that's it just represents me. Like I can't be nothing else but real, but honest, but truthful.
What are your like biggest hurdles as far as going forward with making shit happen?
Biggest hurdles. Okay, well, I'm just gonna name the regular challenges. I have a full-time job, so I work 8:30 to 5 days a week. I'm a mother, so that's one thing a lot of people don't really see too much about me because I don't really post up it. But I'm a mother, so I take care of my daughter, and like that keeps me busy all the time. Also too, my own struggles, like I have anxiety, like I'm not afraid to say certain things like that. Depression hits hard too, like this life is kind of fucked up sometimes. And a little bit on a personal level too is like, I'm from Camden, not saying that like any place is worse than the other, but it's kind of like my experience growing up and like, being from the hood and kind of like being around a certain environment my whole life is kind of like, makes me a certain type of way, and so that kind of gives me a hurdle a little bit when it comes to certain things, just because like, I'm not gonna trust people right away. Like, I'm glad you said let's meet at Starbucks, because I ain't gonna front on you. I was like, what we meeting at? Like, you know what I mean? It's just part of how stuff like that. So like trying to be more public, like trying to appeal to different audiences, stuff like that a little bit can get on me. And just having time, because there's 24 hours in the day. I'm working like however many hours during the morning, like till the afternoon. Then I'm cooking dinner, cleaning the house, doing what I gotta do. So. But I don't let that stop me. Like, like I make time. A part of what I always say too is like, I don't believe that there's no time for something. I believe that there's prioritizing and then making time for what's important. So like in that case, it's like, if I want to do the brand, I'm gonna do the brand. I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to stay up an hour later. So it's like them late nights, the long hours, like working hard, playing harder. Feel me? So, those are like some hurdles for sure.
2 things you said that are very valuable, and I want to touch on them briefly.
Yeah.
Okay, so everything that you are insecure about, so to speak, like going back into the anxiety or just going back into even being a mother, trying to figure shit out, that can be your social currency because there's so many people that relate to those particular things. Also, not having enough time to really pursue their goals and shit. That's your social currency right there.
Earlier.
Let's talk.
But I'm a meditation teacher too at my job and my work. Yeah. So like, that's another thing. Like, I like to do everything. I like to try to help other people. That's like one of my biggest things. So like for the brand, for all the things I used to make, I used to do like organic body skin scrubs and lotions and stuff like that, you know, because it's healthy, because that makes me happy. And then at my job, I wanted to bring some of that to the office. I work at an office during the day. You wouldn't know. But you know, it's high stress. It's very like mentally difficult, like it's a little bit difficult mentally to kind of like put all your energy into looking at the computer screen. So yeah, we do a meditation class, we do breathing, we do mantras, you know, all that stuff, and I try to bring it every single week at work. I try to bring that, you know, to be something that we do. That's a big thing about it too, is like for me
I actually set a bar. Sorry, I'm gonna let you continue, but I was like, in one of my songs, Fatherless, I said, keep your head up to the stars like you do astrology.
Yeah, okay. See, I like that. That's dope. You know, and so I studied a little bit of astrology, dream work, and stuff like that. Because I lucid dream. Like,
really?
A lot of
I always
times.
wanted to. I've never experienced it.
A lot of times, lucid dreaming is when you can, it's almost as if you're consciously aware in your dream when you're asleep. So, I lucid dream though, and I dream every single night, like every single night. And a lot of times they say, you know, it's when you dream, it's not necessarily what you're going through exactly in a story. You know, if you're getting robbed or like some crazy stuff is going down, it's usually related to something that's in your real life. Something that you haven't dealt with, maybe something that's been bothering you, and it's all kind of like symbolism. So a lot of times, like if you look through a dream book, it might be like, you know, if you dream during school, maybe you're feeling a little bit of anxiety or you're insecure and stuff like that.
Like that first day of school?
Yeah. Yep. You know, so it's kind of like, how do you feel in that moment? Who do you see? What do you recognize? And stuff like that, to be like dreaming. But
that's great. I really love that you're into that.
I'm into like so much.
We have so much similar character traits. I don't get too deep into the like astrology part of it and like zodiac signs because I feel as though
Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius.
I feel like it could almost fuck you up a little bit. Like if you keep looking to them to like be the guide for your life.
Right.
You're not gonna really be able to propel yourself like you want to. But a lot of the times that shit is accurate.
Right.
I got a personal story just real quick. Alright, so one day I was out with this young lady and her mom. I don't even know how I got in that situation to where I was with both of them. But so apparently they're listening like, and this like caused a fire in me. They were listening to like all the other local artists' music. Okay. And at the time I didn't have that much music out, but I'm like, damn.
That could
Y'all
be
not
me.
supporting me. Feel me? Exactly. That could be me. And she's playing this, and I'm like, yo, I can make that shit. Like, I know I can make a song just like that. So, went home. Off that aggression, made a pretty good song. Looked at my horoscope, and it said that I would be like with a mother, like aunt type figure, and it would like, it would cause me to have like just emotional, like overwhelming. I'm like, what the fuck? That shit really happened today.
Right. Yep.
I can't explain it sometimes. Like, it's accurate.
And you know what that's called? That's called synchronicities.
Synchronicity. So you told me a word I didn't know.
Yeah, synchronicities is basically the difference between when something happens and let's say like it's just a coincidence or
serendipitous.
But when you have a synchronicity, it's kind of knowing that things happen for a reason at the right time with the right people for your life and your journey. So
at that specific moment when we was delivering your merchandise, you happened to be home, you happened to get there that precise time for this to happen right now.
Exactly, and this one.
What's one of your biggest fears in life?
My biggest fear, honestly, that I would never want anything to happen that would hurt or affect negatively my daughter. That's my biggest fear, and that's I mean, I think for me it goes a little bit more personal just because I'm not really fearful of a lot of other things. Like I kind of mentioned a little bit, like, you know, I've been through hell and back personally, like something I've been through. That's my biggest fear.
I have an interesting question I want to talk about. I've never gotten to talk about it like amongst person. So being a part of the LGBTQ community, having a daughter, her seeing that you have a like a girlfriend, does it like?
My fiance, she gonna be my wife.
Sorry, fiance. Is it like a? Is it a weird thing for her, or is she like accepting it well?
Very accepting. Yeah, that's also a great question. So I guess a little bit about that. I have a story kind of. So I've been with my fiance for almost 4 years now, so a long time. I proposed to her in July on the beach. It was nice, but we've been together ever since my daughter was about one and a half ish. And I was with her dad at the time. I ain't lesbian though. I will make that clear. And that's a whole nother story. We'll get into that later. But yeah, so
Next episode.
yeah, next episode. So anyway, but we were together so young at that time for my daughter, like it was just very natural for her. I think, you know, she calls her mom sometimes, she calls her mommy, like we lived together pretty much kind of throughout that whole entire time. So my daughter just feels a lot of love, honestly. She always says like her dad is still in her life, so that's great, you know. I would never bash him or anything like that. Like he's a great father, you know, and he was one of my best friends. So that I guess on a more positive note, it's not a bad story. It's just
it's not a bad situation.
It's just a different story.
I think it helps your daughter because she grew up with it. So
Yeah,
seeing it at a younger age instead of growing up like
Right.
to where you're like, all right, this isn't like.
And she's asked me questions too, like, you know what, and that's
Really?
the thing, she's very helpfully, she's asked me questions like, you know, like her friend in school has a mommy and a daddy, or, you know, and sometimes she'll be like, you know, I thought like only a guy or a woman should be married kind of thing, which is funny. And like in her language, like it's very simple. It's just like, how come like you and daddy aren't together? Or, like, you know, can people have two mommies and stuff like that?
And it's so innocently said. You know, it's like, oh, man.
Yeah, and like, you know, and I love her so much, and like I love my wife, like, you know, my fiance so much, so it's very easy to just say, hey, you know, like, yes, it's okay, baby, you're extra loved, you have two mommies and a daddy, like, you know, in that case,
That is
you're not
extra
losing
love.
any, you know what I mean, you're not
Right.
losing anything, you still have us all, you
Yeah,
have a
that is-
big family.
I never looked at it like that. You get extra love. And that's the presents on Christmas.
That's true. That's true. I feel like this is the time in the year that we're gonna show him something.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm ready. This is the year. Keep it up to date. You know that we're gonna make a difference and actually pull something out.
Do you know how many
to make it
millennial
better.
millionaires there are?
There's so many.
I wish I could hit you with a
many.
number, but it's
I
crazy
know.
the amount of our age bracket are becoming millionaires and beyond off the simplest things.
Yep. Yep.
What would be your best advice for your younger self?
Best advice for my younger self: try not to give as much shit as I did about what other people thought, and just live where I'm at now and be real with it. That's what I would say.
Well, B, I think this has definitely been a real session, you know. So to kick off the first one of 2020, thank you
Yep.
for
Thank
taking
you.
the time even to come meet with us,
Yeah.
and, you know, exchange. It's been great. We're definitely going to work and go forward in the future. So
Yeah.
everybody watching, thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's more to
Thank
come.
you.
Or